Welcome to WesternSlopeNow.com. Meteorologist Russ Pappas here. So this is Tuesday, December the 7th, just around the 4 o'clock hour, and you can see our sky, very different from the last 24 hours. This is just a short break in between the patterns. We actually have a weak little slug of energy that's going to move in tomorrow ahead of our big player for the Thursday, Friday. So enjoy this while you can. It's a bit chilly outside, but we are breaking that sky up. Things are starting to quiet down. We do have dry air moving in. Now, Grand Junction and Montrose both picked up about, not quite, about 1/10 of an inch of measurable rainfall. Both Delta County and Montrose County had snow fall not just to the mesa, but to the valley floor. Now, the accumulations were only on the grassy areas. The sidewalks and roadways were wet for the most of the morning, as expected. And with that, we do have dry air. So round one done. I think it performed pretty much exactly what we needed it to do. We picked up 2 inches of new snow at Powderhorn when I checked at sunrise this morning. We picked up 3.5 inches on the Grand Mesa for the cross-country course area. So exactly what we anticipated. Now remember, I referenced Powderhorn was going to be looking at 18 to 23 inches of snow. Well, the first 2 just fell tonight. So that gives you an idea at the strength of this next storm system due in Thursday and Friday. And it's not just for Powderhorn, it's all areas, all mountain zones, and a lot of these lower valleys. So we'll start with Grand Junction, elevation 5,500 feet. Looking at Friday morning, I know it's several days away, and I'm not going to pinpoint exactly, but I'm just going to say on Tuesday that I've seen one of my preferred models that I like to utilize has 1 inch of measurable snow on the valley floor across the Grand Valley. That means a little bit more for Delta and a little bit more for Montrose. Now, the record for snowfall for Grand Junction was just 3.5 inches yesterday. So we're going to be looking at records and see where we match and how we play out for Friday morning. But that's due in Friday morning. As expected, a winter storm watch for the mountain zones. Now, this expires Friday afternoon, and by then the storm should be well east of the divide. So this is essentially, with the exception of the Wednesday slug of energy moving through, which will create scattered showers tomorrow, we're looking at a Thursday afternoon rain, Thursday night rain, rain-snow transition, and then a Friday morning snow. Mountain zones under this winter storm watch, it will likely get upgraded to a winter storm warning. Mountain zones, for example, let's talk about the Rhone and the Tavaputs to our north. Strong winds. And wind is going to be a big component of this incoming system Thursday night and Friday morning. Strong winds, 35 to 40 plus mile per hour gusts. The Rhone and the Tavaputs anywhere from 6 to 12. Now we get to the northern mountains around Rabbit Ears Pass. We get to the central mountains outside of the Gore Range. I'm really looking at the Elks and the West Elks. That's Gunnison and Pitkin County. Those 2 spots, there's one area, I think it might be Irwin Lodge. One area is going to be looking at 30 inches of snow. That's a very isolated situation, which I expect to be the deepest totals will be found in that area between Aspen and Gunnison, that elk traverse, if you will. But outside of that, all areas are looking at 1 to 2 feet of snow. The Uncompahgre, Glade Park picking up 6 inches. The Uncompahgre, as it gets south into the Dallas Divide, that's going to be steep. The San Juans, 1 to 2 feet. Gunnison, the valley floor, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches. So expect this watch to get upgraded to a warning, and we'll see a lot of this action start as rain in the lower elevations, and then getting into Friday morning with the colder temperatures and the energy. This storm system coming at us from the Pacific Northwest has a jet stream aiding it, so that's going to help really enhance the lift, but it's also going to translate down to the surface, especially in the mountain passes, to strong winds, so please be mindful of that. As far as afternoon temperatures go for the next couple of days, we're going to maintain a fairly steady middle and lower 40s, and that's pretty close to where we should be for early December. So no big changes there. With the wind, though, expect a wind chill, so expect things to go a little bit colder. Outside of late Thursday night, early Friday morning, when we're going to get gusty with the passage of that front, I think we're just going to maintain some 5 to 15 mile per hour winds. And again, that is enough to create at least a 10-degree discrepancy in the actual temperature to what it feels like outside. So just be mindful of that. This morning, Grand Junction was blessed with upper 30-degree readings, so not quite cold enough to get that freeze frost going with the wet roads. And that's exactly what Grand Junction saw. Wet sidewalks, wet roadways. Delta County, Montrose County, I was watching the CDOT cameras. Snow made it down to the valley floor, but sidewalks and roadways were just wet. And of course, snow started to accumulate over Douglas Pass briefly, also over Monarch Pass briefly. So be extremely cautious as you travel over the mountain zones. Now, Wet roads translates to icy roads tonight and tomorrow morning for those higher elevated roadways. Be careful. Temperatures tonight into tomorrow morning, another cold blast near 10 degrees at the Gunnison Valley, anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees along the Highway 50 corridor. That doesn't change, but after Friday and the start of the weekend, we will go frigid. We're going to have some seriously cold temperatures, the likes of which I don't know that we've experienced just yet. So high temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s. Wait till you see the extended forecast. Right now, radar quiet. This storm is in exit mode, and we're just looking at partially clearing skies for the remainder of Wednesday night. Now, Wednesday morning, we build in more cloud coverage. We get a slug of energy coming at us out of the southwest. It has its own moisture. It's just a low-level system that's going to move through. It will create a brief shot of rain opportunities, not just for the afternoon hours across the Grand Valley or the Uncompahgre Valley, but we could see some of this as early as tomorrow morning. So don't be surprised if you see a light round of rain showers burst through the area for the early morning, second breakfast, if you will. But again, I also expect it to occur again in the afternoon hours. And of course, mountain zones will start to pick up a little bit of snow. This is separate from our incoming storm system, which will be tracking in from the northwest. There's that slug of energy first from the desert southwest. It shows up mid-morning Wednesday tomorrow. It returns Wednesday afternoon. And then we start engaging that Pacific Northwest cold front and a very strong jet stream. And you can see there's a lot, not just the cold air behind it, but there's a lot of precipitation behind it, both rain and snow. And like I said, with the winter storm watch, we're looking at 1 to 2 feet of snow for mountain zones. And as this passes through, this system should be east of the divide Friday evening. And then we're going to start clearing, and then we will go cold as this system passes through. But this is going to create an opportunity for Montrose, Delta, and Grand Junction to get snow on the area roadways. So Friday morning, I know a lot of the school personnel, the maintenance people look to these forecasts. They have their own weather apps. They like to compare. But I think Friday morning would be the morning where all hands on deck are required, not just to salt and de-ice, but to shovel and scrape. So make sure that equipment's in tip-top order. And for anyone, residents as well, the higher up in elevation you go, you're going to need that snow removal. And remember, in the town of Grand Junction and many other towns and incorporations have that law. You have to remove your snow off public sidewalks within 24 hours. And of course, that means you'll be working hard either Friday afternoon when the system clears out or early Saturday morning. I prefer Friday afternoon, but Saturday morning is going to be sunny and chilly. So the system passes through. This is a significant punch of snow for our mountain zones, and this is going to put the snowpack up probably right very close to where it needs to be for this time of the year. You can see this system is primarily affecting northwest Colorado, but don't forget the central and don't forget the southwest mountain zones. That's where we're going to see some of those deeper totals. And you can see between Aspen and Gunnison, that little silver patch there, that's where I'm thinking we're going to see that 30-inch spot. But many areas like Powderhorn, the Grand Mesa, anywhere from 15 to 25 inches will be possible with this system. So Saturday morning is the day for you to get to your favorite resort, brave the lines, brave the cold air, have your cold wax. You know what I'm talking about if you're a skier or a snowboarder. And have some fun. This is going to be a nice little blast of winter. We actually will be looking at another system that could be hitting our forecast for the middle of next week. But look at the temperatures Friday morning. Look at the temperature Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, both afternoons of the weekend. This is a bona fide winter storm system. And it's not even winter yet. We have that on the solstice, December 21st. So a winter class storm system moving through in the first week of December. This is what we've been waiting for, and this is going to deliver. As far as snow totals go on the valley floors, give me 36 to 48 more hours. We're going to hammer it out, but I'm already looking at measurable accumulations, not just on the grassy medians.